Well, welcome to another midweek update from your pastor. And today I have a special guest with me today. We are standing here in the Christmas store with Tilly Bergen. And a couple things I want to say in my introduction, if I can, and then I want to let Tilly share a few things about what's happening. You know, at our church, what I just want to remind you of is that our church is very much connected to Missionarlington. And, you know, it's where this ministry began, and Tilly's actually on our staff. And so if you are a part of First Baptist Arlington, then you're a part of what's going on at Missionarlington. But some of you have asked me, so what is going on at Missionarlington? Well, what I want you to know is, during this pandemic, Missionarlington has been incredibly busy. And a number of you have even asked, well, what about the Christmas store? Is the Christmas store up and going this year in this pandemic? Well, here we are in the middle of this pandemic, and I'm standing with Tilly, and you can see the Christmas store very much is going. So Tilly, just give us an update on how things are here, Christmas store, whatever.
Well, Dennis, we're as busy as you would think we would be when you realize that the people in this city have been affected by the virus, and the loss of jobs has created new people come in that they've never thought they'd be here before.
Right.
And so when it's like, well, how are we going to handle the distancing and the protocol, which we have to, we want to keep people safe. And so just a Christmas store, we never considered not doing it.
Right.
And then support from the community to say, keep taking care of the people. And so that's every family that wouldn't have a toy, we couldn't handle not having the store.
Right.
And so we had the thought, God gave us the impression to have 2 Christmas stores. And so this has worked beautifully. There has been distancing, there has never been a crowd, and we also have 2 child cares. Bouncy houses outside, events going on for the older children, and inside the crying babies, of course, are there. And then volunteers have come.
That's what I was about to ask about. In the pandemic, how's that been with volunteers? I mean, I know for a little while it was a little challenging, but
and it still is to some extent, but we are having some, and we cry now when we hear noises of people. This morning the place was full of college kids and excited, singing praises, and we're doing jingle bells and whatever it took, and then they all move into their assignments, and everybody is cared for. And so I heard a lady today walk out of the Christmas store and hold her package, I am so happy. And then another lady said, hey, I wasn't listening to the Christmas story because we're telling the Christmas story.
Right.
I didn't hear the ending. So she and I sat down on the curb, and I had a chance to give her the ending of the Christmas story. So
which is awesome. Well, you know, believe it or not, Tilly, there are people who will watch this midweek update who don't even know what happens in the Christmas store itself. And so why don't you just tell us real quick. So what happens when you come in? What you pull up in the parking lot, you get out of your car, and you walk into Missionarlington. What happens?
What begins to happen is now in our equipping center is our lines of people that you used to see outside.
Right.
There are distance and chairs between the folks. They take their temperature, and we find out if they've been in Podunk Valley, and then they come through. Lots of singing, and then they come through the store. They call out, and we can take 10 more, we can take 5 more. But the first thing is the Christmas story.
Right.
And we've kept about 5 stories going the whole time because we have fewer people in it at a time.
Right.
And so then they finish the Christmas story, have a chance to make a decision, follow Christ, want to visit, need a Bible, I want to know more.
Right.
And then they come up to the Christmas store, whether it's the north end or the south end. And so they're calling out, I can take 10 more, I can take 5 more. And there is a peace and a calm, and there's a personal shopper with each person. And the moms get to pick and choose, and today we've had one of our apartment kids come, and they're picking out presents for their parents. And,
wow.
And so you've got all the above, and then when they get ready to leave, they can have what we call freebies outside. And they're stuffed animals. Judy Hurt in our church has always provided the stuffed animals for us, and we give those away. And so they leave with an armful of things and the message of hope and love in their heart. Because when they hear the Christmas story downstairs, and God's Spirit moves, and they come up and see the store and the beauty of it, and the kindness of our volunteers taking care of them, God has a chance to connect that.
Which is really what it's all about. You know, the store is important. As Tilly just said, though, the story is at the heart of what's happening here. And in all honesty, y'all, that's at the heart of Missionarlington anyway, the story itself, because this story is being told in our apartment churches every week, the ministry that goes on every week. And I just want you as members of First Baptist to know that the ministry here, it'll continue. Christmas will come to an end, but the needs of the people will continue to be there, right, Tilly? We move into January and
we still have a need.
That's right.
For volunteers and the resources that would need to come, because just like two adults today or yesterday, they had lost their jobs, lost their transportation, walking the streets. It's two adults. Police got connected with them, called us, do you have a bicycle for two adults? Yesterday, one of the churches in Mansfield brought in some bicycles, and there were 3 adult bicycles on it. And so I said, well, where do they live? Well, they lived in one of our apartment churches. So I got the pastor to go get the bicycles, take them to them, and they were riding those bicycles in their apartment. They were so excited. We sent a picture on to the police department, and they said, praise God, was the response of our police department.
Right. And I think that's a part of the beauty of all this. And again, Tilly, we have newer members in our church who don't quite know just yet how all this works. And what I love about it is that it is a holistic approach to caring for people. So as you just heard from Tilly, these apartment churches scattered all over our city. And so we have pastors that are investing themselves in the lives of people. Sometimes folks will come here to get help. We connect them to those apartment complex churches. And the bottom line is we're trying to help them understand who Jesus is first, and then find dignity and worth and value and an opportunity now to find your way in this world. It's so much more than just something like right here that's happening in this moment. This is one piece of a much bigger picture, and it's just a part of the health of Missionarlington. And so I just, first of all, continue to say thank you, Tilly. Thank you for your team. You know we love you, and we're grateful for you. Tilly and I we've got almost 20 years in here, and so just love her. Cindy and I love Tilly. She is a mentor to us and has been a great friend to our family, as well as just a minister to us and a minister here on our staff that we love and we're very proud of and grateful for. And Lauren and Debbie also are on our church staff that work right alongside Tilly. But just want you at First Baptist to know that as we start to try to celebrate Christmas together, and we're going to do that. We've got this coming weekend. We've got the worship service on Sunday morning. We got watch parties Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and you can go online, fbca.org/Christmas, and you can find them and save yourself a seat Christmas Eve. We've got 3 services now, one at 4 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock, and Tilly, yesterday we decided to offer an outdoor one at 5 o'clock. So, and I know that'll be your favorite because you love to be outside, and so, but you can register for those on the Christmas part of our website, and we want you to celebrate Christmas with us. But one of the ways that First Baptist Arlington celebrates Christmas in this community is by being invested in this very vital and significant ministry, the Christmas store at Missionarlington. So a lot of you at First Baptist have worked. I know that. Some of you have been working a long time to get us ready for this. I know the 8 Airs. There's a whole lot of folks, Tilly, that this is just their ministry, really. And so thank you for what you've done. A lot of you have collected bicycles. I know Clay Kelly and them brought a bunch of bicycles. Thank y'all for that. But if you're not involved, well, here's your invitation. You can get involved. You can bring toys. You can volunteer to serve. But we want you to know the needs will continue beyond Christmas. And so thank you, Tilly, for letting us spend just a few minutes with you today. And I don't know if you want to say another word to the church.
Yes, I want to say thank you to First Baptist Church. And it's true, the Christmas store, most of what we have done, we think about the singles at First Baptist Church many, many years ago were our first Bible study teachers that came out, and we have the partnership that is huge. And I always look for a way to say thank you. And so thank you for letting me have this opportunity. I don't have that many Christmas cards. And so thank you for letting me do this today.
You bet. We'll let this be your Christmas card.
Yeah.
So we would just say from Tilly and I, our families and the ministry here, God bless you, First Baptist, and Merry Christmas.